Hey yo, what's up? You know what it is? It's the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. And of course, I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Diary of a Game One. Yo, the final 4 hours of Tekken Revolution, and I feel that it's time that we bring our little experiment to a close. And what better way to do it than, man, to just see our final sign-in? Because yo, there are a lot of things that I know that need to be said, and things that, you know, that I have gained from this experience. So let's move on from this and let's just get straight to the dirty work, because the questions that I'm looking to answer and what it is that I'm trying to get from this are really honestly the following: is that in a compare and contrast between what I got from Lost Swords and what I got from this, is that those were two different free-to-play beasts. Because Lost Swords was going for that well dollar. It's like when you tell me that in order to unlock a character, I gotta pay $22 to open a treasure chest, and it's like, and I may not even get the character that I paid $22 for allegedly. That's a problem. And it's like, and I'm glad that, you know, that I wasn't playing the game, because yo, I probably would have had a little money, would have tried to get a deal on some points or something, and would have caught Cassie Fever and would have been spending like an idiot. I know me. But it's like Tekken Revolution, the way that they handled its free-to-play business was, you know, was a refreshing sight, given that I had just came off of Lost Swords and came to this. And it's like, well, if you want to play the game, man, we'll hook you up. Like, you can play the arcade game, but then we'll give you another token an hour from now. If you want to play online, we'll give you 5 tokens maximum, and then it's like every 30 minutes, man, we'll give you another. It's like we giving away premium tickets, which give you a reason to keep playing. And if you really want to go deep dive in, you can buy premium tokens. You can buy costumes. You can buy premium effects. Those are choices. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like, if we gonna go back to the comparative track between this and Lost Swords, it's like getting better equipment sometimes costs money. In this game, is that you only get as much as you put in it is what you get out of it. Because look at the video that I made and all the time that I played with Lily, and even the video I made earlier with Eliza, is that I played the game enough for me to be like, I want to hop into a new character. It's like what I appreciate about this game is that if I'd have played it long enough, I probably would have got around to playing a gen or something like that. But it wouldn't have been like a grind where I got to get my gen up to where my Lily is now. It's like everybody share the same pool. You got your own thing. You can do your own thing. So you can sit up here and play whatever character you want, hop back and forth, do whatever it is that you need to do. And I appreciate that about this game. But if we gonna sit up here and be honest, let's be honest. The game that I'm sitting up here trying to sort my feelings out about right at this very moment isn't the same game that it started with. Because warm-up space wasn't a thing for quite a while till people bugged Harada to put it in. Because it's like, what would that random moments in the lab video with Eliza would have been without a warm-up space? You know what I'm saying? It's like, the thing is that, again, the thing that we are trying to encapsulate, the end of this thing, is I have to know and understand that it's not the same beast that it started as. I'm like, again, we talked about its free-to-play elements and stuff like that. The free-to-play elements in this game could have been much worse. It's like they could have nickel and dimed you for everything, coming, going, up, down, left, or right, and they didn't. Is that the majority of this stuff is things you can get down with if you want to. What would have been great, and the thing that, given especially how they was making it rain blood seals for Eliza, would have been, well, you've unlocked Eliza now, so if you hit a bonus, then you know that maybe you can unlock a character randomly. Because here is my understanding of blood seals. Once you unlock Eliza, blood seals turned into fight money, or G in this case. why did they not turn into gift points so that you can unlock more characters? Or give you a choice of, well, you have these blood seals. Well, a blood seal is equal to this amount of money and this many gift points. How do you want to spend it? Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there could have been ways that things in this game could have been done better. But that's not the point of all of this. It's not really, because the question we have to ask, what about the game itself? We took about 80 minutes, well, actually, given that intro was like 7 minutes long, and you want to do the math on that, about 80 minutes, because it was, what, 77 minutes, so about 70 minutes, give or take, taking a look at a character who I knew got hit with a nerf stick. Is that when I played the game, it was a whole bunch of Law, because Law, you know what I'm saying, I'm not saying he dominated this game, but I've seen enough Laws, and it was like this was a game that taught me how to fight that character. I'm like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not the best Tekken player in the damn world. There's video proof of this. But I have learned and gained something from this that I will be able to take forward into Tekken 7. And speaking of Tekken 7, which is the other important point that I want to get into. This was a great experiment to what the future of the franchise is. To give you a little bit of this taste, a little bit of the demo of where we're going with this. Similarly, this was done by Omega Mode in Street Fighter 4, even though, I still have not gotten my hands on it. But from understanding what that mode brings to the table and looking at Street Fighter 5, you can see a lot of what they were trying to do. And with power moves and things like that, you see those in rage arts and stuff like that. You see that this is a series that is trying to evolve forward. And you needed a nice little stopgap like this between Tag 2 and Tekken 7 so that people stay hungry. But, the people who want to do nothing but play Tag 2, they play Tag 2 and will still play Tag 2 for quite a while. Even when Tekken 7 drops, it's going to be cast still grinding out, still labbing Tag 2. But then a lot of those people ultimately going to get on Tekken 7 anyway. But it's not to say that this game was eating Tekken Tag 2's cookies, or that this game ain't gonna be enough of a stopgap for those who want more of this but don't quite want to go to Tekken 7. Now, we sit here at this point and the game is about to shut down. Like, this game could have gone on until Tekken 7 came out. You know what I'm saying? It could have gone that long, because this is a free-to-play game that, given what it wants to do, it has legs. But it makes me wonder, is Tekken going to do this again? Will Namco continue to, on consoles, delve into this base? Because that Rise of the Incarnates, now that I think about it, is like that game was exclusively on PC. And it was like that middle foray into after all of that done, but that game shut down before either Lost Swords or this. It's like, in that instance, people wanted Gundam. You know what I'm saying? The streets, the US, the world wanted Gundam, but it wanted Gundam in a way that you think would appeal to a mass audience, and it failed at that. I played the little bit I got an opportunity to play a Rise of Incarnates. It was like, yo, this is Gundam with people. And you would think that would be enough, but then you have to sit up here and really look at it. It's not the gameplay that people want, it's the Gundams. And it's like, and then for the only thing, the only bone for the US to get thrown on the Gundam tip is versus Force, and it's just like, we're big. It's like, I really think that Rise of the Incarnates, if we speaking about it, could have been a game that could have worked as a free-to-play game on console. I really think that it would have lasted a lot longer if they would have offered it on more than one platform. Because it's like the little bit I played of it, the lot that I observed of it, there was something there that they could have built on, but the numbers, the money wasn't there, so what you gonna do? This is not an instance of that. That given the 3 free-to-play games we talking about, we ain't heard nothing, not a thing about any game called Soul Calibur since Lost Sword shut down. You ain't heard nothing. It's a passy slot game. You can watch the trailer on this channel. Rise of the Incarnates, yeah, it's a doornail. But we got Gundam Versus coming out on PS4, and Lord knows if that thing is coming to America, you might have to be importing that there, player. That might be what you have to do. But at least, like I said, the legacy that this game will leave behind, and yes, it will leave behind the legacy, is that what Tekken 7 ultimately will become when the lot of us pick it up on June 2nd. Is that game Tekken 7 have been through its growing pains and things like that to get to the product that it is now. It's like, again, we took a look at Elisa yesterday. Is that a character that I thought would have been stuck in this game forever in this jail that's about to shut down that you will never see again. Second life in Tekken 7. A future in this franchise. It was the thing that I was afraid of. Again, like I said, that was my irrational fear that a character like Elisa would be stuck in this free-to-play game, in this free-to-play jail, never to escape. But she got lucky. There are other instances, and you can sit up here and you can look at them, where when certain projects come and they go, and franchises move forward, and they move forward without that in question. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm glad that this is an instance where that's not the case. Regardless of all of everything that I've just said, at the end of the day, out of the 3, and again, like I said, I'm putting all 3 of them, out of the 3 free-to-play experiments that Namco tried with Lost Swords, with Rise of the Incarnates, and this was probably the correct example of how you do it. Is that, again, I will say this about Lost Swords, and I didn't say this in the review, but in hindsight, looking at it, playing gacha shit with Lost Swords, given how that franchise is and who it attracts, that was the right play. Even if it was kind of scummy, kind of shady sometimes on any day that ended wide, the approach given that fan base was correct. You couldn't pull off Lost Sword stuff in Tekken. Not gonna happen. It's that there's some cross intersection between those two franchises, but not where you can sit up here and be like, yo, you want this character? It's $22, bruh. No, it's not gonna happen. Nobody in their right mind, but given what Soul Calibur is, you can attract that type of audience with that. Rise of the Incarnates is like, again, we just talked about this. It was Gundam without the Gundams. And what Namco realized was people wanted Gundams, not the gameplay. And that's all it was. Is that they could have released Rise of the Incarnates as a full product and still did dirt. It's like Rise of the Incarnates was just like Tekken Tag. Not Tekken Tag, like Tekken Revolution, the game we're talking about now, Doi, is the way that it handled its microtransactions. It's like, from Rise of the Incarnates wasn't in your face about it. Not at all. It wasn't in your face about like, yo, if you want to give this dude an American flag, you can pay some money for it, but we are not going to force it down your throat. You know what I'm saying? This game was the same way. It was, here are these characters. If you want to buy a certain character, it's $6. You can do that. Or you can grind it out and unlock the character. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. It's like at least the game gave you options. The only thing that I had a small gripe about was you earning all this fight money, you earning all this, all of that. I would have been able to have the option to be, well, I want that Lily costume, But I don't want to pay real money for it. So here, I got a whole bunch of fight money. And it's not like it is an option that's dismissed from this series, because a lot of what this series does great is this customization features. Even though Virtua Fighter did it first, and I have to say that legally, it would have been nice to be, well, you got a couple $1 million of this fight money. Well, look, you can buy this costume. It normally costs $2-3 on the PS Store, but if you want it, man, yo, give us a couple million. And I would have appreciated that, to give you more than one option. And it's the thing that, even though I ain't played a stitch of Street Fighter V, that I mostly appreciate. That everything basic in the game you can earn with fight money. It's like, and to talk about it real quickly, it's like, I remember when they first was like, yo, you can unlock everything with fight money. They should have put that in quotes, because we're a year plus in the damn game at this point, and we know that's not true. I'm like, there's a part of a video that talks about how you finna pay $30 for a whole bunch of costumes that's blue and gold, and a stage that changed only one time. So it's like, because it's like, when you sit up here and you think about it, like, I played enough of Wando to understand the type of people it's trying to attract, given the country where that game is produced, and and how they approach free-to-play games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand why Wando is the way it is. If we gonna sit here and speak about free-to-play games, that game is for that's a well game for a fighting game that's supposed to be that's supposed to be emulating KOF. It's a game for wealth, because that's a game that wants you to get so invested in your character that in order for you to unlock level 3s, you gotta spend actual real fucking money. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like, let's take a look at Dead or Alive 5 last round, Core Fighters, for example. That's doing it in a way that's like, well, we'll give you this, and every now and then we'll give you a character, but if you like so-and-so, you can get so-and-so. If you want to play the story mode, you can buy the story mode. Do you like this particular costume? Then yes, you can buy this particular costume. The thing is, in that instance, just like we talked about Soul Calibur being this gachi fest, Dead or Alive, because of the franchise that it is, you can get away with that. Because you have people who love that game and are specifically, in love with a character, where it's like, the only thing I need to enjoy this game is that character and a little bit of what that character brings of what I enjoy. So that's why long after the game done been in, out, and back again, still in arcade, still updating with costumes, and not coming out with a Dead or Alive 6, because why would you sit up here and shake the base of whatever it is you're doing in exchange for anything? Because if you're still making money, you're still making money. Dead or Alive 5 last round as a game is still a solid base, a great fighting game. It is that. And all the extra stuff that go with it, they break it up in a way that, well, again, because we are talking about the fans of that franchise. You got, we can sit up here and talk about the waifu game if you want to get into that, because that is the type of franchise that series is, where you can get away with selling everything piecemeal and being, well, get away with it as a way to introduce the platform. Because the only thing I need is this character and this fetish costume right there, and I've got it. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna play some Dead or Alive now. It gets away with that. So in the instance that which we talk about this game in comparison to all these other free-to-play options that existed or do not anymore, or still are around, and what they do, is that how Tekken Revolution stacks up is that Tekken as a fighting game is one of the best in the business. Period. 2D, 3D, stick figure, I don't give a shit. Tekken is one of the premier fighting games. This presenting it in the format that it is as a free-to-play game, as someone who took this ride to unlock a character to try to explore his inner working, at the end of the day, it works. This was a working thing, and I really hope this isn't the end that we see of it. That maybe in a couple years, it's a Tekken Revolution 2. Like, once Tekken 7 has had its heyday, they set up her and they've given you Eliza and they've given you these special crossover characters and all this old shit. That once it died down, is yo, we got another free to play Tekken, man. We gonna put you back in the mix one time. I wouldn't welcome it because I wouldn't sit up here and not be. I don't want that. No, bring it because I'm like, seriously. I'm gonna say this again. I wish this game was shut down. I wish this wasn't the review I was doing at this moment. But yeah, here we are. Is that I want more of this because I enjoyed this. I enjoyed sitting up here doing the math of trying to level up my character, grinding out, sitting up here trying to be a better Lily player because I'm gonna be honest, this experience has made me a better Lily player. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I had to sit up and I literally had to get in the lab and like sit up here and remember because for real, I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like we talked about like Dark Resurrection shutting down later tonight, right? Too. I went back and tried to play Dark Resurrection and it was like blind leading the blind because I'm sitting up here doing Tag 2, Tekken Revolution, Tekken 6 shit, and I'm just like, no, that is not how that character works in this video game. So since I had the game again, it's gonna be fun to like go back in the lab and sit up here and remember how Lily worked in Tekken 5 and Dark Resurrection and why I fell in love with that character in the first place. It'll be fun to do that. It was fun to sit up here and play as my favorite character in this franchise and play with her in this way. And it's like, the game didn't have to give me that because the game could have given me a shitty, horrible time and I would have been spending less time talking about everything surrounding it and just be, man, this was shit. This was horrible. Why the fuck does it exist? But that's not the conversation that we're having. And I'm glad that's not the conversation that we're having. That makes me feel good. That's not the conversation that we're having about this video game. This game is a great Tekken game, and it's going to be a shame to see it shut down because, again, a lot of what this game offered as like this little side experiment, petri dish type thing of what can we do to make our new product better. Field test what it is we can do, how we can evolve our gameplay. And you see what this game has done and how it has ultimately affected Tekken 7 and how it's done that. That's all you can really say. That's all you can really. What else can you say? This game was successful in everything that it set out to do. It kept the franchise fresh in minds of people who may have skipped over Tag 2 but wanted some one-on-one and didn't want to have to do it one-on-two with getting superpowers when you play as one character or nothing like that. It's like when you play the US version of Tekken Tag Tournament, you want to play one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? It's like that to a degree because we had just came off the celebration of the second trilogy of games with Tag 2, and this was bringing it back to the old school to try to reacclimate people, for new people to understand, like, yo, this is what Tekken is normally, and with the power moves and the criticals and things like that, this is where we're going with this franchise. And like I said again, you see the bearing of that fruit with what Tekken 7 ultimately became, and all in what everything and what it does. Even in this current incarnation, even in the arcade currently, even what we'll be getting on consoles in a couple of months, and why has no one confirmed my King Rainmaker costume for consoles? No one said nothing yet. I need to put Bullet Club, Lily needs to wear a Bullet Club shirt. I just need that to happen. Just holler at your boy. But yo, I'm all talked out, man. I'm like, I didn't expect it to go this long. I really didn't expect me to go dichotomizing different free-to-play things and stuff like that. But it's good to have that compare and contrast of what this game did versus the game that we previously looked at, games we didn't take a look at, games that are still out, games that are still around, to sit up here and to try to put Tekken Revolution in its place, to understand that, yo, this was a game that did it just right. It was aimed directly at Tekken fans and Tekken casuals of any skill level, because it made ground floor easy. And Tekken, you can get in there and mash buttons, but a lot of Tekken is not ground floor easy. Giving people access, it's like the factor of pressing buttons and making cool shit happen. This game does it very well. This game shows you what moves do what and how they make flash and how they do very well, which gives everybody something. So, but it's still that skill gap that separates the low level from the mid level to the high level people. There's still that separation, but it's still some basic, let me mash a button, let me have some fun. And this game does that very well in a free-to-play package that isn't too intrusive, but it's enough there to sit up here and make you go, and that's what you need. But yeah, man, we finna go ahead and shut this down once and for all. I may do something like I did with Lost Swords and just sit around to 2 a.m. my time to see what happened when the game shut down, just to see what it do, and then say our final goodbyes. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna turn this into a video. But before I do that, we're actually finna go play some go play some Dark Resurrection to see if I can find an online match before it closes. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you for joining me for another episode of Diary of a Game Whore. I hope you guys have enjoyed this journey with Tekken Revolution with me. You know what I'm saying? We have to do more stuff like this, man. I know I got stuff on the back burner, work to get busy, man. But I'm gonna get you there. We gonna get there together, one step at a time. So with that being said, I'm of course the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. And I'd like to thank you for joining me for another installment of Diary of a Game Whore. And with that, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.